What the Fact right now, you're listening to Chris Borges, Verse the Beast podcast ZAPS #129 of the zombie apocalypse pandemic survival with your host, that super hot sexy guy I keep hearing about all over town, Chris Borges.
ZAPS number 128. Thank you all for tuning in today. This is your host, Chris Borges, of the Chris Borges Verse the Beast podcast. I want to say first and foremost, thank you to everybody who listens to my podcast, my friends, family, followers, and new guests. Thank you all for tuning in. It is 2 o'clock here, bright, beautiful, hazy, cloudy today though, but still beautiful and nice weather out. A bit foggy this morning, but it's 2 o'clock now here in the afternoon, and the fog's cleared up, and it is Monday, December 6th, 2021. So stoking for Christmas, for the new year, for all my upcoming events and stuff coming up. Just really happy and excited for everything in general. Well, some great news. I actually put some money in the bank, got my guitar and my iPod out of the pawn shop, and went on Amazon and bought a smog test scan scan tool, I guess it's called, and I think it's called from an Autel. The brand's called Autel. Yeah, and just ordered it, and I think I also got like a tire gauge with it's a super cool tire gauge, because it also has a built-in seatbelt cutter in case you get into an accident or you need to get out for emergency. There's it literally has a little slicer inside there. You can just slash your seatbelt open with it, with this tire gauge, and it's only like $13 on Amazon, and it also comes, and the thing is, the other cool thing is it has a built-in window glass breaker. So it has this little metal, super sharp metal pointy end piece on it, on the butt end of it. I believe you can just tap the window super hard and it'll just shatter probably. I'm assuming so. Needed to get that because that's really, it's I haven't seen that on any other tire gauge, so I got it for sure. And what else did I get? I got a charging doctor, or a charge doctor it's called, and it reads the volts and the amperage of chargers and your laptop and all kinds of devices. It's a really cool thing, and it's cool to see. You can actually measure how much amperage, how much voltage is from your charger is going into your cell phone while it's charging, or via your laptop or any kind of other electronic device that you have with this charging doctor. I think I only paid $13 for it too as well, and I can't wait to test it out on just my chargers and my laptop and all that kind of stuff and all my devices. It's just to see what kind of amperage and ohms and voltage is going into it, and just seeing if I need to get new chargers or whatnot for each electronic device. Hilarious stuff. I just do it's really nerdy, electronic repairing stuff, but I'm into it. I really like learning about that stuff. Yeah, super cool. Been learning a lot this last night and this morning, listening to a lot of music and just watching a lot of TV and stuff like that. And I also funnily enough, I actually checked out Forbes.com and looked up the 10 top richest people in the world, and it's hilarious because I believe 8 out of 10 of them probably, or even all of them almost, just about everybody's from the United States. It's the richest person in the world. That's the Elon Musk, obviously, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all those guys, Mark Zuckerberg, all those business gurus and tech guys and stuff like that. They're the richest in the world, and they're from the United States. I just thought it was funny, but Forbes actually had a huge list. I believe it went up to even the hundreds, the top 1,000 richest people in the world, and they're scattered all over, all over. But the top 10, they got the 100 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion, and the rest of the billionaires are it trickles further and further down the line to where there's only at the bottom of the list, you're probably a guy with 1 billion or 2 billion or something like that. So hilarious stuff. First time I checked out Forbes Forbes.com, and I thought it was just hilarious just to see all that kind of statistics on wealthy people, I guess, money guys. So, um, uh, it's I love to learn about that stuff because those guys, the business gurus and all those people who do business and stuff. I love learning about them and who they are and their history and what they're about and what they say in interviews and just kind of lessons and tips they give you along the way, just about work, life, business, all that kind of just important stuff. And you know, it it it's amazing, I just love to learn about that stuff and what they know because obviously they know more than I do about business and money and all that kind of stuff because they have it. So, and I don't. So, I love to learn about all that kind of business stuff because I very much am a hard worker, I believe. Um, uh, I do have many, many, many endeavors and many businesses that I run. The thing is, you know, I'm only one person. I only can chip away as much as I humanly can, humanly, throughout the day. So it ain't much. Literally like peanuts. I get done. From basic upkeep to just obviously shower, eating, organizing, cleaning up, doing chores and whatnot. Laundry, this and that, to running errands in my car and all that kind of stuff. And by the end of it, by the time I get any time before I go to work, it's just like this little fragment of a moment that I get to watch TV or something like that and learn stuff. So hilarious, just life in general. You think I'd be so much farther along now that I'm 34, hitting 35 years old. You'd think I would be learning so much more. But the honest truth is, the average person just doesn't have enough free time. To This is just in my opinion, in my honest opinion, there's just not enough time in the day with a full-time job and everything else going on. Could be called an excuse, literally, but I just feel like it's like that, that's just my opinion, and I do see the other side of the coin too, as well as you work as hard as you earn and all that kind of stuff, and you can overwork and be very, very, very hardworking every single day and get a lot farther ahead. I don't know. Everybody works at their own pace, and I work at my own pace, and obviously I'm like the slowest turtle in the race because I don't have anything. Pretty much. I've got things. I've got a couple. I've got some money. I've got all my necessities and all that kind of stuff, and everything that I guess myself would want at the moment. Of course, I want more things, but I'm super happy with what I have right now at the moment, I guess. Minus some business supplies and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm actually a pretty happy guy at the moment, and I'm sure that happy meter is gonna go further and further down the line, further and further down, with the more knowledge I gain along the way. So just hilarious stuff, in general. I want to say I apologize to you, Isaiah, my new friend on YouTube that keeps messaging me on top of this thing, about the volume issue. Yes, I learned about that after I uploaded it. But the thing is, yesterday I was in a super rush and I had no time to redo the entire thing. So I'm almost 100% sure, 99.9% sure the volume's, I think, good to go on this, on 128. So thank you so much, Isaiah, for the heads up on the volume issue. Yeah, apologize for that, everybody, yesterday with 127, but what can I do? It's what I created. It's what happened. The volume got messed up right off the bat. So I didn't know about it to the end of the podcast when I was, when I checked it out. But hey, what can you do? It happens. I'm still in the early stages of being a podcast host and all that kind of stuff. So just hilarious. With any endeavor, like I always say, before you make $1 million, you're gonna make a million mistakes. So that's this is part of it. This is part of the learning process for me to get really good. This probably is like a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 person thing. running a podcast, and I'm doing it. I do everything by myself. So forgive me for the lack of the attention, I guess, for at that particular junction. It's it's tough. It's super tough. I have all this electronic gear and stuff that I use. I also run an Zaps on Anchor as well too on my phone that I record while I'm doing this podcast. So I'm talking through you to everybody that can see me on YouTube and stuff like that. But I also got everybody who can only hear me on Anchor. So I'm running a lot of shows here, guys. So forgive me for the for the mess ups. Um, it's a miracle. I mean, it's a miracle upon a miracle. I mean, I'm even able to do this stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know anybody else is doing it like this. So it's just hilarious at the moment. But I did get my guitar out of the pawn shop. I'm not gonna play guitar right now unless I don't know, unless I feel like it. I guess. I just kind of just don't feel like it. I guess at the moment. I don't know. Maybe because I don't feel like it. Maybe I should just jam for you guys, right? How do you guys think? Um, yeah, and I wanted to ask, just some viewers, whoever watches my podcast or just happened to stumble upon it, what do you guys think of the podcast, so far? And if you guys haven't done so already, please give me a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Back to the podcast. Yeah, and just tell me your thoughts. Does it suck? Does it super suck? Is it pretty cool? Is there any funny moments? Do I invoke any type of humor, any type of emotion in particular? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments. Anybody, any new guests, any of my family members, friends, followers, anybody would like to just comment. Give me some tips of some new topics to talk about that you'd be interested in possibly. I do a wide multitude of other things besides podcasting. I am a musician as well. I am also a seller. I sell all kinds of things, small things, big things, little things, big things, you name it. I sell many of things on eBay, Amazon, OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and many other things. Besides that, I do short film cartoon animations. I'm an actor and a film director. I have a Flow to the Sky Faller available, coming out April 22nd of next year. So be on the lookout for that little short film. It's a 30-minute short film movie of me completely just directing and acting in the movie, the whole thing. And it's just it's a hilarious little movie, But it's my movie. It's the best I could do by myself. All this stuff I'm doing by myself. Even my music project I'm doing by myself. And I can tell you I'm really proud on this third album coming out, and I'm actually really proud of the second album that actually I put out. I mean, and the thing with me is my personality type. I just found out last night is, and I always knew this. It's like I'm called an advocate, INFJ type of personality, an advocate personality. With my brain and my type of thinking, I'm very much a perfectionist in every aspect of my life. From my relationships, I want the perfect relationship. I want the perfect job. I want the perfect position. I want the perfect town. Everything. I'm a perfectionist. It's very much a sickness and a curse at the same time. You know what I mean? Because it's true. Everything that I seen on the personality test last night, reading through the whole entire thing, because it was super accurate. I'm not gonna lie. It was dead on accurate. Anybody can look this up. If you go on Google and you look up, just type in personality test. It's like one of the very first ones that pops up. Personality test. Da 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 da. And it was scary accurate. Super super surprising. And it said I'm one of the rarest types of personalities one could have. And I'm sure it's just a joke probably, because they know how I think. They know I'm all about super rare, super this and that kind of a thing. Like I love super rare. I love that kind of thing. But it's just hilarious, just the whole thing. It was just very, very accurate. and you can pay like $50, $20, or $80, or whatever have you it was for the full package, the deal, or like the super basic plan or whatever like that. But I didn't do any of it. I just did the basic free just personality test, and that's what it said. Um, I don't need it to go any further than that. And the thing is, uh, you know, with my personality, obviously, as an advocate, I very much am like a super perfectionist in every aspect of my life. Reiterating myself once again, it's like everything has to be right, or else there'll just be turmoil in my spirit, in my mind, everything like that, until everything's just exactly the way that I feel like it needs to be. You know what I mean? And that's why I do. That's why I gravitate towards entrepreneurship, business. Owning my own business, doing all this stuff, is because that's how my brain thinks. That's just the way it works. That's the way my genetics are. It's just in me to want to do that. To not be subservient to rule. That is the way my mind works, and I'm sure a lot of many other people's minds works. Um, you know, but it says very much so, like, I'm one of those types of personalities that or mindsets that will figure it out, and will chop down every single tree to get to that point, because it's just one of those things that I just have to do. Everything has to mesh to me. My business, my jobs, my businesses that I own, my money, everything like that. So that's why I'm so hardworking. It's just there's no other way that I can live my life, um, um, that I can actually live my life. I need to make these things happen, else I just will never feel fulfilled or satisfied, and I'll probably just if I give up, it'll just be the end. You know what I mean? So that's why I push so hard every single day, because I know it's possible. I know the steps it takes to get to that point. And this is one of those steps: is doing the podcast every day, doing my business, my eBay, all my reselling and stuff like that every single day, doing making money, going to work every single day, doing all my books and all that every single day, making my video game, all that kind of stuff, making my short form animation, doing my wave G-Clay photography prints, doing selling all my original inventions and creations and all that kind of stuff, and all my brands and all that kind of stuff. So everything I say isn't created yet. It's all just it's all just it needs to be fleshed out into real life, like all this stuff. Like, of course, I made the books, I made this and that, I do have a business and all that, but like just getting specific, like I haven't made my video game yet. My movie still isn't completely finished. My third music album isn't still completely finished. You understand? So it's like it's not finished yet. It's in the works of being finished, and I'm only one person, so I only can chop one tree down at a time. So it's just this everyday super hardworking grind. It's just super hardworking battle. Every day I wake up, it's just battle. It's just go to work, do this, do this and do that, and it's usually super hard to do. But I'm willing to go through it because I want to see this stuff to come to fruition. Just because I think it's very interesting. I'm one of those types of personalities, or one of those types of people that I love to learn in general. That's why I'm into like auto mechanic repairing, house building, electronical gadgets like laptops, cell phones, all that kind of stuff. I'm really into like tech and all that kind of stuff. I love to learn about all this kind of really cool stuff that interests me. Of course, eventually it's all it always was making me money. I've been making money on eBay, Amazon, like Facebook, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist for a very long time, ever since I was little. And this is all just self-taught, self-learned stuff. There's nobody that ever showed me stuff. I just watched, gurus and stuff like that on YouTube, and just learned from them and just imitated what they done, or just, applied, information that they taught me, and just, contorted it into my own, application on my own real life, and then going out and making the businesses, doing the deals, doing the sales. Obviously, there was a big learning curve where everybody loses a lot of money in the beginning because they don't know what they're doing, and it's all that. It's just building up the skill. It's just building up the skill and all that kind of stuff, and the perseverance and tolerance and determination and discipline to make all this stuff come to fruition, to actually make money. Obviously, because this is a money world that we live in, and I mean, it's all about making. It's all about making the money, because if you have the money, you can get the house, you can get the car, you can get, you can provide for your family, health, when the health, the dental, the retirement, the college, the education, the everything, so you really make what what you're capable of doing in this world. You really earn your keep in this world. Whatever you've amassed within your mental power is what you will reap monetarily from this world. Because if you're the one that knows how to build a rocket, you're the one that's going to get paid the rocket paycheck. If you're the one that knows how to fix any car in town, you're the one that's going to get the car paycheck. You're going to get the car cash, you're going to get the rocket cash, you're going to get the business cash, all that kind of stuff. It's all on one's mind. It's all in the mind. What can you do? What are you capable of doing? Are you capable of making business sales and transactions with people? Do you know how to make that kind of thing happen? Do you know how to make people pay you for your services and all that kind of stuff? Do you know how to get clients and customers to pay you money to do a certain service? All that stuff goes into correlation with life and all that kind of stuff in general. That's why I do this podcast, to reach a very mass audience of people to conduct business with eventually, whether they love my personality or they just love the podcast in general, and the topics and stuff like that, and they want to buy a ZAPS t-shirt or a ZAPS jacket or ZAPS, merch, like a wristband or stickers or any of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Zombie apocalypse, pandemic survival stuff, Chris Borges versus the Beast podcast stuff. This is like the main center, the main hub of my entire conglomeration of my corporation is this podcast. Obviously it's going to be this, and it's going to be my eBay, my eBay selling account, my Amazon selling account, all of it will have, all of it will be this massive web that is my business. You know what I mean? It is who I am. It is my business. I own it. So I run it. I own it. I built it off the ground. I built it from nothing. So it's just, that is, very hard to amass if you don't know how to do it correctly. Fortunately, somehow I honestly believe I do know how, and I think it's just because of that blinding confidence in me that I've always had, that it doesn't matter what adversity or what hell or high water may come. I don't care about that. I don't care about the negative consequences, because I honestly feel like not doing it is not trying is way worse than trying and failing, or coming through some kind of, insanely massive hurdle to overcome, or some super huge problem that I don't know how to fix. I'd rather fall trying than not trying at all. And that's why I've been successful in all my businesses, because I'm willing to die for it. I'm willing to work every single day for it. I don't regret any mistake I've ever made, because it actually was a very, very positive learning lesson along the way. And and I can honestly say to you guys, I've never been to college. I've never been the straight A student that teachers or people around me praised, but I always had this belief in me that none of that really matters anyway. It is completely up to you if you want to even work hard at all. I mean, it is one's choice and free will of their life to learn all these things, because you don't have to. You can just be mundane and just like, not know much and get ripped off left and right from every other person around you that knows more than you and is more business minded and business set to rip you off and to take every penny that you have, laughing to their family and their friends along the way. You know what I mean? So it definitely is a invisible war going on, monetarily, with everyone, even between their spouse, their loved ones, and their families. There's definitely I call it the Great Money War. That's what it is, you know. To be blunt with you all, everybody knows it. I don't have to say it. I just, this is my podcast, and I can talk about whatever I want. So that's what I talk about. And that's literally why I call my podcast the Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival, because it literally is. We live in a world. If you read the Bible, we live in a world where there's an evil darkness that shrouds this world, that consumes this world, and of evil principalities and whatever have you, so evil darkness, Satan, Lucifer, whatever kind of name you want to call it, it's definitely prevalent, in everything and everyone, everyone is infected, you know even the ones that are aware of it and they try to rebuke that stuff and repent from that stuff, you're still infected because you're part of this world. And the thing is, and that is my pun on the title of this podcast, that it's just a pun, it's just a play on words. It's the Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival, but isn't it kind of the Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival when you think about it? I mean, isn't not going to work and struggling for 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 hours every single day? Isn't that a survival? Instead of what would be the opposite of survival? Leisure. I guess the word that comes to my mind is leisure, or like a hanging out, or calmness, or peace. For heaven's sake, So that's why I call it the Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival. It's because it's a survival. This is a survival game. And the thing is, there's no fairness. There's no right. There's no fairness to it. Some people, they just were born with a 7 deuce off suit. A mom and dad that just had you on a whim. One of them was probably completely broke. Heaven forbid if both of them are completely broke and didn't know anything about business and life and working and making a life for oneself. There is there's no fairness to it. You could have been born with no limbs, no legs, no arms. You could have been born paralyzed, blind, and multiple physical and health problems and stuff. Life isn't fair. It doesn't care if how you feel. It's just you live it to whatever God has planned for you, and you make the choices. All you have is just your choice to do whatever you're gonna do before God God knows when you're gonna die, and so what since I'm aware of that, that harsh truth of reality, that no one is in control, no matter how much money you have. We're all gonna go. That's it. Obviously, you can make kids and stuff like that, and you can make kids and you can basically have them be duplicates of you or whatever, if you're trying to prolong your life or whatever have you, or whatever it may be that you're trying to do. But that's a very morbid way to look at it, but I'm just trying to say to you guys, like, God's in control. No one really is in control. You know, you're gonna do what you're already predestined to do. Genetically, figuratively, any way you want to put it, you're gonna do what you're gonna do regardless, because it's your mind. It's what God gave you. Your eyes are literally just a window to a show that's playing out whether you want it to or not. I truly believe that each one of us are making decisions that we are not even consciously aware of. God just gave us our mind, and our mind will do whatever it's going to do, whether it wants to make money, whether it wants to commit suicide, whether it wants to harm people, whether it wants to do good for everyone around the world or do harm to every single person around the world, or whatever have you. That's why there's law. That's why there's justice. There's a justice system. That's why there's police officers. That's why there's government officials. That's why there's judges, all that kind of stuff. Because you need that. Because, we're very much animals. As much as humans believe that, we're so much, up the hierarchy scale of say, monkeys, dolphins, apes, whales, ants, lizards, this and that. We are very, very much so, if you look at yourself in the mirror, we are very much animals, 100%. We just have this very high ideal of ourselves, I believe most of us do. That, like, we are like some kind of supreme special being compared to animals in this world. And I really feel that we are actually just animals that just think that we're higher up the plateau of, say, a Komodo dragon or a hamster or a rat or a mouse or a rodent or something, or a snake. Who knows? Maybe even the ape or the snake or the Komodo dragon thinks it's better than us, and they think we're just stupid things that just like love to give it food and stuff. Probably, right? We look at them, we think they're just like blank. They have this blank brain in their head, with nothing going on. They probably look at us like the exact same way. Look at ants. Just look at ants for 1 second on the ground. They're not even aware they're about to die. When you have when this big giant human is hovering his foot over them, they have no fear. They don't even understand that they're about to die. If you put your foot over them, like, just with one moment's thought, you can just put your foot down and crush them inconsiderably, and they'd be smushed and go to ant heaven for sure, right? So, what is there to say that that we're completely oblivious to some kind of, like, invisible alien force that's constantly around us or above in the sky watching us at all times, but they're just so technologically advanced that we are just like the ants and are completely oblivious that they could just, like, evaporate the entire cosmos with the push of a button. It's the exact same thing. So, if you ask me, we are all equal in every aspect of the word. Every animal, every person, we're all equal. And that's all I got to say about that. That's just the best way I could put it. Next topic. What was I getting back to? I don't know why I just want to keep talking about the top 10 richest. But it just seems interesting to me, like, because I still have yet to dive deep into, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Larry Page, Warren Buffett, all those big tycoon business guys. Steve Jobs, all those guys, and the thing is, it's the reason. Well, I'll show you the reason why I'm going into it. I go into it because I want to learn the information that they know that I don't know. Okay, that's why I'll be watching their interviews and what the responses are. I care for them as much as I care for the next person, because I honestly believe everyone is equal, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much stuff you got laying around in your house, your bedroom, your mansion, your village, your country, whatever you want to call it. We're all the same, no matter what. If you ask me, just because you have so much money that you can just, like, boss me around, or boss the next million other guys around to do whatever you got to do, doesn't mean that you're better or worse than any than the next guy. We're all if you ask me, we're all brothers and sisters. We're all the same. We're all equally united. We're all one family. We're all one species. The zombie. Oh, my phone just full on fell down. Whoa. Yikes. Okay, my phone just fell down full on. But yeah, so it's just that's why I call it the zombie apocalypse pandemic survival. It's because the zombie apocalypse part, because, like, it's like it really does feel like you're a zombie. In this world. It feels like, just because I don't have $200 billion in my bank account, just because I don't have 200 billion, you know, just because I don't have 200 billion, that means that I have to work for you. I have to work for Jeff, I have to work for Elon, I have to work for Bill. All that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? I have to go work at their warehouse, or package all their stuff, or do this and that, because they're the boss. They have all the money. They can do whatever. They can say whatever they want to me, and I'll do it because I get paid whatever, $15 an hour, $25 an hour, whatever it is. But the thing is, it's how it's always been since the beginning of time. I probably right, you know. And again, I don't know everything, guys. You know what I mean? I don't know everything. Obviously, I'm just talking just from my right now understanding of everything in my life and my situation and my experiences and stuff. I'm just talking from that. Obviously, I'm not God. I don't know everything. But I would like to say that, it's not cool. It's fair and all because they have the money and they'll pay me to do this and that, but it feels like it's not right. I'm just going to leave it at that. It feels like it's not right. Sometimes. And why do I say that? Because I feel like for the most part of it all, I feel like people shouldn't boss other people around. I feel like it's almost a childish thing to do. I feel like every individual person should have the right to be completely free and to do whatever they want. At every point in the day, including work time. And that's just my opinion. That's just the way I feel. I'm going off a feeling here, and this is the Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival. This is Chris Borges, Versus the Beast podcast. This is about my feelings. This is about my thoughts, how I'm doing. This is about my money, my money village, and my businesses and what I do for work, and how just whatever I want to talk about. This is my podcast, and that's how I feel. And already I'm getting defensive because I know I'm wrong. But why should that feel wrong? Why should that feel wrong for me to say that? When I truly feel that's the right that's what I honestly feel. That it is not okay that because one person just so happened to amass a ton of coins, just because he was disposed to it, or his family earned it and he has it now, or he self-made it and he made it himself. And everybody wants his coins, but he has a business to run, and he has his own businesses, and he'll pay you his coins, but you have to help him work out his business. I understand. I don't get me wrong, you guys. I understand that part 100%, clear as day. I know that. I know that's how life is, and I know how that's how life works. But in some weird, strange, corner of the room, kind of frightened, little naked person, like, they just got out of a, psychiatric ward type of deal kind of guy. I honestly, there's something in me that says that's not right. There's that crazy guy in the corner in my mind that's saying, I don't think that's right. In some crazy Twilight Zone, only aired one episode and it got banned in like 50 countries kind of a way. So that's just my thought on it, being a worker, being a zombie all day, and just, working all the time. You would think if you only had one life to live, that you'd probably want to have a lot of good times and a lot of fun, for sure. Like you'd probably want to be at the beach every day, hanging out with people you love with, if you know you're gonna die so quick. But the thing is, why people don't is because they got to pay for their dental. They have to fix their teeth. They have to fix their car. They have house payments. They have kids that they need to feed and get, make them go to school, give them an education, and buy them stuff, and buy your wife stuff, and buy the family stuff. I mean, money. It never ends. It's money eternal. That's the way I look at it, you guys. It's money eternally. Now, and that's the thing is, it's such a scarcity. Money is so scarce that it's so hard to come by that people, they'll die for it. They'll literally die for it. And the thing is, and I'm just speaking from experience, you guys. Don't slam me here. Don't don't throw the stones at me here. I'm just a messenger, but I'm just saying that it's crazy, isn't it? If you okay, stop everything. Just everybody just stop working. And just think about it for just a minute. What if we all just stopped? Like literally just stopped for like, I don't know, a year? And just chilled. Full on just chilled. Just like sat down, make a cup of coffee, throw yourself in the oven a pizza, and learn stuff on your computer and your laptop, and just play video games, hang out with your family, and do that. Wouldn't everybody be way, way more happier, or am I crazy? Anybody? I don't know. That sounds like a lot way more funner than the latter, than the keep working. I'm just saying it. I'm a podcast host. I can say whatever I want. I'm just saying it. Wouldn't it be way awesome? I think it would. It would be super. To me, I don't even care if anybody's even around. That'd be awesome. I could catch up on news, on learning all this cool stuff. I can play video games. I can do this and that. I can do, every single day for a whole year. That'd be awesome. So that's all I'm saying. And I know every single rebuttal that can possibly come. Don't get me wrong. I know what you guys are thinking. Like, freaking lazy Christopher trying to get everybody to not work for a whole year, this and that, trying to make everybody late. Whatever. It's just my opinion. I just think it'd be cool. And I think you know what? And I'm going to say it. I honestly believe people earn that. Yeah, that's why they got 2 weeks leave, this and that. Yeah, that's why we got weekends, holidays, this and that. But the thing is, I don't know. That if I was the president, I would do that. If I owned the world, I would give everybody a year off. Like, man, we only got one life, that's why, So I'd maybe like every 5 years, maybe even once every decade, just have 365 days of fun. Just do your thing, and paychecks would be coming. That'd be awesome. That's all I'm saying. I know it's never going to happen probably unless, people listen to me and make that happen. But I'm just saying, that'd be super cool. I think everybody would be a lot happier. Who knows? I don't know. This is, the whole thing is so twisted and skewed. That's why that it's just, it feels like, we're forced to work so that we don't learn anything, so that we're always stuck in just this rut of just never learning anything and just constantly working, moving around, being tired, and having to fall asleep as soon as we get home to wake up and then scramble and then not have any time to learn and do that over and over and over every single day, every single week until you die. It's almost like it's almost as if the government and if the people in power don't want us to learn anything at all, because if we get smarter than them, then it would be a threat. If we had then we'd be so smart that we know how to make all this money. Then the traditional way of working a job that you hate, all this stuff. So and I know there's some crazy right thing that I just said right there, and I just nailed it right on. I just nailed life right dead smack in the center or something like that. With what I just said, but it's true. It's just. It feels so true, It has to be. It feels so true that it just has to be what I said, That the powers that be that are in control, the evil principalities that rule over this earth, don't want the everyday regular people, the working class people, to get an education, to understand more than they do, to be at a level that is dangerous to them. Because me, to tell you the truth, I love to learn. I really do. I love to learn more than anything. I love learning about stuff. I love learning about this program that I record for you guys on, OBS. I love learning about phones, laptops, electronics, gadgets, how this and that works. What does this do? What does that do? Thing is, my mind doesn't have that much capacity, it feels like, to retain all this information. So it's this constant just learning all the time, and so it's just that it's just very tough to retain everything. But thing is, yeah, just hilarious in general. And maybe I'm not gonna apologize for this podcast. I'm just saying it's just really cool, interesting stuff. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, or whatever. It's a cool topic. Other than that, I went. Nothing else much going on, you guys. I just went to, I guess it's called. Went to Carl's Jr. Got a breakfast burger combo, and that's about it. And I think that was a great podcast for today. I got some hot fries right here for, I just bought some hot fries too, so it's literally like hot fries and some Coke. And that's it, you guys. That's all I got going for today. Super good. I love hot fries a lot. Thank you all for tuning in. I gotta go to work in a bit. This has been Chris Borges vs. the Beast podcast, ZAPS 128 of the Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival. And I want to say again, thank you to my family, friends, followers, and new guests that watch. If you haven't done so already, give me a like and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday, for ZAPS number 129. Thank you all for tuning in again. P.S. And I want to say, I am getting better with this music stuff, so just, bear with me and we should get through it together. So let's try it. Okay, so you guys have a great one, and I'll see you guys later.